Joining me now is Peter McGauran, former minister in the Howard government and now a senior advisor at Bondi Partners, and Simon Banks, former Labor advisor, now managing director at Hawker Britain. Gentlemen, great to see you both. Simon, today we've got this report from my colleague Andrew Clennell. Tomorrow's budget will include forecasts of increases in power prices of between 30 and 40%. The energy regulator says apparently the warning was to the government of up to 50%. It's a massive political headache for the government, let alone the economic challenge.
Yeah, well, as Kieran, you might recall that the previous government hid from the Australian people price increases, particularly in the electricity market, that had already been decided but not yet announced prior to the election campaign. So this in part reflects those changes, but it also reflects the reality of what's come through from the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which is that our energy prices, particularly in areas like coal and gas, have gone through the roof. That's bad for consumers. Of course, on the flip side, it's very good for taxation revenue in the budget, which you'll see will take a short-term but significant jump in the budget that's announced tomorrow night.
Peter McGauran, what's your take on that? Because it's a challenging one politically in the sense that price rises included in the budget projections of up to 40%, and yet the government hamstrung in terms of how much it can dole out in terms of relief.
True, Kieran, it's very hamstrung in how much it can ease the cost of living pressures, but more than that, it has to cut back. I envy them in one sense that the issues are crystal clear. The forecast as to what lies ahead in the coming months and years is agreed upon by all economists around the world. If this government does not cut spending, then I think it will be a footnote. If it doesn't use its political capital now and sets itself up for the next few years, where it can, even if things continue to go bad, they can point to the 2022 budget where they began the budget repair job. Now, we know they're committed to election promises, but they should back end them, particularly if they're infrastructure projects. They're going to cut coalition-favoured infrastructure projects. Fair enough. They won the election. They'll pay a political price, as you can see from Matt Canavan and Dan Tehan and other regional representatives. But this is their chance to be something more than a footnote in Australian political history.